Really about the foop.
It's okay. It's actually, let me work this out because so I'm in a phase that I think every person with like a weird sounding name or like, well, not even weird, like an immigrant name or whatever, during like their Hollywood career, they got to figure out how it's gonna be pronounced. Like I'm talking like Hassan Minaj decided that he was like, I'm Hassan now, or I'm Hassan, after like 10 years of being Hassan, and we're like, nigga, no, you're not. Yeah, so my name is actually pronounced like, it's Arabic, so it's pronounced Aida, but that's a lot for Americans to say. So I've gone by Aida in the past, but now I'm ready to just go by Aida. Like, it's Aida. Like, it's not Ida, but it's Aida. Like, put some flair on it, put some pizzazz on it.
But it's Aida though in real life?
Aida is still too strong. It's not Yi. It's like people call me that because there's an opera called Aida, and white people just pronounce it like Aida, but it's actually Aida. Like the first syllable
Aida
is the one that gets the stress. Yes, yes, yes.
Aida.
Thank you so much. You're saying it so beautifully.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry though, because I was reading it as just like Ada, so I was like
That too.
I wasn't even.
Everybody says that too. I've gotten Ada my whole life. Yeah. But like I said, pivotal moment, changing. Everybody got to call me Aida now.
Or just, you can go with like Chet Winemaker or some shit like they used to do in the 80s.
Bullshit like
just
that.
Yeah.
My name is Aiden. Aiden Osborne.
Call me Chip Barley.
How are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just like always tired, and I feel like I wake up from naps like tired, and I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. I don't know if I need to like go to the doctor, or if it's just like me being depressed on some wintertime shit or whatever. But I'm just keeping real weird hours. Like it feels very artsy and cool and shit, but also like just I have bags and shit, and
you fucking me up about
I don't know.
that. You said it feels artsy. There is a romantic thing to me being like, I'm so sad. I can't leave the bed.
Yeah.
It's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with us that we think that way, but I definitely I'm like, it's okay. I'm chilling. This is how Basquiat lived, bitch. You could live like this.
Exactly. No, my sad boy little emo raps just hit so different when I'm I'm wearing the same shirt as 3 days ago.
Yeah. Girl, my armpits reek, bitch. I'm about to make the best poetry of my life.
Dead ass. Have you ever seen like my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like the Twitter joke where like whenever rappers look real straggly, it means they're like in album mode, like they're about to make a classic. I'm just taking it to the extreme, like no showers while I'm recording, like no, no trash gets taken out. Like if I eat takeout, it's staying in the apartment until the album's done. It's all a part of the process.
Into the ambiance. I'm going deep in myself. If my favorite rapper has a hairline, I know he's on press. He's doing press. Like, you're not supposed to be clean. Yeah. You're not supposed to be clean.
Yeah. You down there don't even want to hear it. Just like, nah, dude, you too. You had the wrong priorities.
But have you noticed, like, lately I've been measuring time by Lil Wayne's hairline. Like, I can tell what year it is if I just look at Lil Wayne's scalp. And I know, like, oh, this 2010, this 2015, like, the receding nature.
You just got on that with Lil Wayne.
I'm just saying, like, it's really been like my sundial. Like, it's my way of measuring the world.
That's great.
Bro.
Well, like, honestly, I think my just my nostalgic, like, the way I think of Wayne, it's been one of those things where, like, I haven't even allowed myself to acknowledge the truth about the hairline. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in such a deep denial about it. Like, honestly, until you said that, it was one of those things that, like, I knew it to be true, but I had never really had the concrete thought of, like, my man's is kind of receding a little bit. It was like, bro.
Tory Lanez is killing it. Tory Lanez has way more hair than Lil Wayne. Tory Lanez is like a Pantene model in comparison to Lil Wayne right now. Like, that shit is fucked, bro. That shit is fucked. And it's okay because this is the natural progression. Also, he done wrapped all his follicles away. Like, you put too much into your music. Every good rapper gotta go bald or he didn't go hard enough.
Yeah, exactly, bro. All those bars coming out of here, bro.
Yeah.
It can't be good for your hair, like long term. But
Sizzle it away.
but
Damn. You know, I'm so excited to be talking to you. You know, I'm a huge fan. I really am.
that's crazy. You said that yesterday, but I'm really glad that you said it publicly. Thank you.
To reiterate, I'm a huge fan of yours. I'm mad. If anything, I'm mad that I got put on late. Like, I wish I had been listening to you during my formative years, because I feel like a lot of your lyrics really hit me in a very personal way. And I was like, damn, if little Aida just had this shit, maybe she wouldn't have been a menace. Like, would have known some things. Yeah. I didn't actually start...
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's very nice for you to say. You know, I appreciate it. That's just kind of, I don't know. It's a weird thing to think about, but it's cool. And, I mean, same with you, though, dude. A lot of the projects you've worked on, people are very big fans of those projects. You know what I mean? People fuck with you, dude. You know what I'm saying? How is that? What is that even like?
It's weird.
When do you think your, like, internet shit broke through that threshold where it's not just, like, people you know seeing your jokes, and you know what I mean, when shit that you're doing just on the internet, the same internet that you just do all the other dumb shit on, but now people are starting to like see it, and they're like they don't know you at all. Like, how long do you think you've been out here in that sort of way?
Yo, I still feel
Sorry
like...
to just jump right into it.
No, please. I love talking about myself. That's the whole point of being a comedian, right? I'm kidding. I'm so insecure. Okay, so there was like a time where I was seeing my jokes. Like, I don't know, Twitter did like a billboard campaign, and they put like random tweets all over LA and New York. And they had taken one of my tweets and put it on a fucking billboard. 1, without any permission. 2, without any payment. That's crazy. Like, I should be contacting my lawyer.
That's crazy.
But, you know, to them, it's like an open forum. Twitter is technically microblogging. Like, that doesn't belong to you. It's not your content or IP. It's in the ether, so they can take it and monetize off of it, capitalize off of it, which they fucking do. So I had seen one of my tweets, like, one time in a billboard somewhere. I don't even remember the tweet. It was some nonsense about voting, probably some joke about voting. And then another time I saw it at a subway terminal, and I was like, yo, I might be in this bitch. I might actually be in this bitch. And that transition was interesting, but you know, I come from stand-up roots, so I was doing comedy on stages and was looking at the internet like, damn, maybe I should try this too. So it's weird. All of it has happened really quickly. Maybe the past 2 years have just been like me starting my career.
Wow. That's awesome. How long were you doing stand-up before that?
I've been doing stand-up since I was 19. So I started doing stand-up when I was 19 in Nebraska, and I was also my family's from DC and Maryland, PG County. And so I would like go for the summers and do stand-up there for a little bit. And then I would go right back to Nebraska and try to like flex and make jokes in front of a group of MAGA hats, and they'd be like, damn, this black bitch is funny. Like, they have no choice. So yeah, I've been around trying a lot of different things, but yeah.
What's up? How was the very first time going up, dude? That first,
how
was your first set ever?
I've heard the crack cocaine is good, but it's nowhere near as good as making a whole group of people laugh. Like, comedy is such a weird art form because it's instantaneous. That's the right word. Yeah, I know words. It's instant. Like, if it's not working, they're not gonna laugh, and now you just look there dumb, like gripping a microphone. Like, it's so weird. Because you know, when you're doing the music, like when you're performing like songs, you already know where you're going. It's literally at a cadence. It's a meter. You can't fuck that up. If you fuck it up, you off. But with comedy, it's about your relationship with the audience in that moment. So you really gotta pay all types of attention, you know?
Yeah, it's really intimidating looking, dude. It I don't know, it's like a scary art form. It's definitely like, to me, it's like the most stripped down and like an abstract one that we have almost. Yeah, where you're just up there. There's like no real rules or like fucking formulas to follow, and Yeah, and it's just silent. It's just you. I mean, unless you're like, I've seen comedians that like play guitar or some shit.
Yeah, but that's, oh my God.
Yeah.
Please shoot me the day I bring guitar on stage, Alex. The day I try to do, and that's crazy because I do like, I love music and I love comedy. I did music before I even started comedy. Comedy was kind of like this offshoot that I got really passionate in, like, you know, using words to make people laugh. I thought it was so beautiful and pure. But if I ever am on stage doing some like just weird character, like you can take a Glock to my temple is what I'm trying to say. Like I don't need to be doing all that. Yeah, it's.
So you're not fucking with the super alt comedy scene?
Oh my God! Like I did grow up loving Lonely Island. Like I was like, oh, this shit is hard. Like I'm gonna be the nigga version of this. I'm gonna do this for bitches.
You've never once thought about putting your dick in a box, bro? Not even one time.
I will sprout a dick just so I can put it in a box. Yes, that sounds amazing. Did you like comedy growing up? Like, did you watch a lot of comedy?
Yeah, I did. I mean, you know, my parents were big fans of it. I feel like we watched, you know, Chris Rock and Richard Pryor, and I had seen like Eddie Murphy Raw by the time I was like 5 years old, which was weird. And what else did I like? I was a big fan. I was like a big Martin Lawrence fan as a very young kid. My like 8 to 12, I liked Martin Lawrence for a minute.
Yeah.
I think he had a couple weird movies, you know, little movies that like when you watch them as an adult, you're like, okay, this is kind of whatever.
He had some bops. He really did. No, he had some bops. I love Martin Lawrence. He was one of my favorite comedians. I feel like comedy is this cool thing where it like shapes who you are as a person. Like music can really do that. But everyone I know who's like a really close friend of mine was like, damn, Boondocks, Dave Chappelle, these people raised me, and I'm the product of the way they used to joke. Like, I watched so much Tosh.0 as a kid, and that's probably why I like joke like a 12-year-old white boy. Like, it's just really, you know, defined who I am. And of course, watched so many Def Jam comics. Like, really loved Wanda Sykes, and thought that, and you know, I think you can really see yourself in comedians, and that's what I also love about the art form too.
I always loved Bernie Mac too, man. He's from Chicago as well, and I loved his show. I loved all his stand-up. Bernie Mac is low key a top fiver for me.
Oh my God, when he died, bro, I was just gutted. Like he's one of my favorite comedians. I have a friend now who his name is Mexico. He like looks and talks and acts just like that nigga. So I'm like, the spirit of Bernie Mac is in my friend Mexico.
It's still out here.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, his energy just fucking exploded when he passed away. It went everywhere.
Yeah.
But shit. So, man, dude, like your day to day these days, what are you working on? What's taking up majority of your headspace?
I be wanting to kill myself and drinking. If I'm being honest. No. I'm trying to get into a better place. I'm trying to vibrate higher, whatever the fuck. But I get very like, comedy is a very practical art. And so you really kind of get bogged down in logistics and the logic and like how shitty the world kind of is. So I be waking up sad. I be reading and watching funny shit, trying to elevate my mood. Right now I'm working on various different scripts. Like at any given moment right now I'm trying to develop like 3 or 4 different shows because I think it's time. Now that I've worked on a bunch of different shows, I worked on Big Mouth, I worked on Betty, I worked on this other Netflix project. It's time to be like, okay, what does Aida gotta say now? Like, it's time, right? Like, it's time to start working on my own thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to figure that out, but damn, stressful. And I just got a new job, so that's gonna start on Monday. And I'm excited for that.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna be writing on a new Issa Rae
Dude, that's
project.
what's up.
I'm excited.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. Congratulations.
When is this podcast coming out?
Honestly, I'm not sure. We're still making episodes, like we haven't released any of them yet. So, yeah, I don't know why. Is that going to depend on whether you can talk about something?
Well, I guess the job starts on Monday, so if it doesn't come out before Monday, I'm good. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it definitely won't come out before Monday.
Okay, good. So, just pause on the podcast interview thing. So, you're doing like a capsule series kind of thing, and you're just talking to people about their life, their career. You already told me some people that you talked to, and then you're going to release it all at once, or you're going to do like a weekly?
It's going to be weekly. Yeah, it's going to be kind of like a pretty ongoing thing, probably, just because it's been really fun so far. And I guess, the way we're going about it now, just banking episodes, is kind of just to give me like a head start, just so we can stay consistent. You know what I mean? If I have my first like 8 to 10 already on deck, then it just like gives me some leeway. But I think I'm gonna do it like ongoing. Probably that's kind of the plan right now, is to just do it, because it's really casual, it's cool, and it's been like a cool way to just connect with people that was previously just kind of like Twitter friends with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where now, it's just been it's a cool way to like have an actual real conversation with people that like sometimes too, because we didn't meet in like the real world, you know what I'm saying? So it was like sometimes you're content to just be like a Twitter kind of acquaintance with someone, but if you think someone's cool and you fuck with them, it's cool to like have an actual, a conversation and get to know each other and shit.
I'm a weirdo. I'm sure you understand, because we're both artists, but like I'm still in my like we're doing a podcast mode. So it's nice to just like take a moment and like be aware of myself and my body and be like, okay, no, I'm just talking to Alex. I'm not trying to be on a podcast. Sorry, I get like this, but I'm glad that takes a second.
No, dude, for sure.
And I'm drinking kombucha beer like it's not 2 p.m. on a Thursday, so.
I'm drinking kombucha, but it's just like the regular kind.
What are you drinking?
This is I like Synergy. I like this brand, but I mean they have. Wait, there's another one too. It's called like Health Aid, or there's like one other one that's low key better than Synergy. But I'm in Chicago, where it's not like being in LA, where they just have like every kombucha known to man like everywhere. But this shit is the strawberry lemonade Synergy. I've never had it before. It's severely smacking.
That one is so good. There's a guava one. There's a watermelon one that I be fucking with too.
Yeah, the guava goes crazy. Watermelon goes super crazy.
Just fucking dummy. I don't know what it is about kombucha. Kombucha just has the like little bit of alcohol that makes me feel like I'm drinking during the day. I don't know. I like kombucha.
Exactly. But honestly, when you pour some vodka in some kombucha, it honestly smacks. And it doesn't have that much sugar, so to me, like, that's how I justify it. I think it's better for you than like ginger beer, like a Moscow Mule or something.
Bro, and then I'd be looking at it like this. Okay, so this ginger beer, this kombucha that I'm drinking, this kombucha beer is ginger, lemon, honey, green tea. Like, nigga, I'm getting drunk off this and feeling nothing, bro. I'm gonna do it. Like, what the fuck? 6% alcohol. I'm about to have 10 of them. Probiotics, gluten free. Yeah, in fact, this is probably one of the best things I've put in my body in months. Like, I've really been abusing brown liquor. What's your go-to liquor?
Damn.
Do you drink?
Damn near tequila, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I honestly do. Kind of. I don't want to say a lot. It sounds bad if you say I drink a lot, but
it's okay. I drink a lot too. I'm trying to stop.
Yeah, I kind of drink a lot. So I fuck with tequila. I fuck with vodka. I'm not too big on brown liquors, to be honest, because I just feel like, I'll do shots of them, but I don't like mixing them, because I feel like it's just always very pronounced, you know what I mean? It doesn't just chill in the drink, you know what I mean? It's always like, no, I'm here.
Pay attention
you know
to
what
me.
I mean?
I feel that way. Like, I just love whiskey, and I know I started drinking whiskey as a joke too. Like, I was like with all my bitches, and everybody was drinking vodka, and I'm menaced, so I was like, oh, this what we doing? Bitches drinking gin? Fuck y'all. And I would like take a face full of bullet bourbon and just be, ornery, whatever the fuck. And then, ironically, drinking whiskey turned into an addiction. So that's where we're at now.
Do you fuck with mezcal?
I've never
tequila?
had.
You ever had that?
Yes, I have. So here's my problem with mezcal. It's the same shit with me and like scotch. That shit tastes like a barn. That shit tastes like firewood. Like, I don't know how the fuck y'all are consuming that shit.
It's smoky, bro. It gives it character. It's, you know what I mean? It's like the same way, like when food is smoked, that shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? And you smoke things, dude. We're people. We smoke things. Fire is good. We all agree. I don't know. Chipotle's, dude. They're smoked. They're delicious.
With you.
Fucking. But in any case, I'll fuck with it. I guess it is kind of an acquired taste, and it definitely does. The first time you have it, taste like someone just like exhaled their cigarette like exclusively into your drink before they handed it to you.
Yeah, it tastes like a fucking. It's disgusting, bro. I was gonna ask you this: have you ever been eating something while you're smoking weed, and you're chewing some food, and you take a hit, and now your food is like smoked in your mouth?
Just super gross. Yeah, I stopped doing that really young because for me, I was fat way before I was a weed smoker, so that will always take precedent.
Oh my god, you're like, I'm prioritizing
Like,
food. That's my weed. I get that.
Always. Like, listen, me and weed go extremely far back, but not as far back as me and food. I'm sorry. And, I used to think that shit was cool, like, because, everybody has especially when you're, like, a teenager smoking, everybody thinks it's just super cool to get as high as you can, like, before you eat, before your food comes, or before, whatever. And, and also just, like, teenage, like, dropout rapper shit. There was definitely times where people would dead ass be smoking, like, while we were eating, and I don't know. I feel like I maybe only did that, like, once or twice, because it only takes once or twice to realize that shit is like super gross.
I definitely remember, like, it's traumatic. My memories of that are definitely traumatic. I started smoking and doing drugs so early, like it really has shaped so much of who I am, because in Nebraska where I was growing up, there was not shit to do but fuck around and do drugs. Like, we was all hicks for the most part, and we really were, like, all my friends were farmers. We would get drunk in, like, cornfields all the time. I really come from the boondocks, for real. But I started smoking and taking shrooms and doing psychedelics and stuff at like 14, 15. That's why I'm broken. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Definitely.
That's when I started smoking weed. I feel like I didn't do shrooms till I was maybe like 18 or 19 for me. But yeah. How was that, dude? Did it just... Because I almost think of my life in two sections, like pre-shrooms and post-shrooms almost.
Yo, you're right. I remember every big shrooms experience I've had has unlocked a whole new facet of my being. Like, I remember the first time I did shrooms. Imagine you're a black girl growing up in like a really white state, and everyone around you is white. The only other black kid at my elementary school was my older brother, And on top of that, we're African, so we have all these different like things that we dealing with. It was too much. It was honestly too much. But the first time I did shrooms, I was like 14 or 15. I remember looking at my skin and being like, "Oh, I'm not like y'all. I'm different. I'm very different, and I accept this." And it took me a long time to accept my color, but the shrooms just made it so much easier. And ever since then, shrooms have helped me accept a whole new part of myself. So, yeah, I probably do.
Do you fuck with microdosing?
First shrooms trip, yes. Yeah, I do fuck with microdosing. Have you ever had Tootsie, that like new shit that's running around the cities? It's...
Yo, what the fuck
I know,
are you
that's
talking
scary,
about?
huh? It's like shroom chocolate.
You can typically, as a rule, when people are talking about, yo, if you have that new shit that's going around, you can miss me with that shit completely, bro. You can miss me with that completely, bro.
Well, I'm down to be anybody's guinea pig. Damn. Yeah, I have a problem. Yo, it's like shroom chocolate.
No.
It's like shroom chocolate. It's like a concentrated version of mushrooms, and it's in a chocolate form. It's called Tootsie because it kind of looks like a Tootsie Roll. Like, yo, you gotta try it. Alex, if we ever get to hang out in real life, the first thing that we're doing is getting ripped off some new drug that you ain't never tried.
I feel you. Some new ass drug. I feel you. I'm probably moving back to LA this winter because I'm in Chicago, and I timed this so horribly. Like, my timing was just could not have been worse, dude. Because I ended up in Chicago for like a record, like, once in a decade level blizzard and shit, and yeah, I'm just in this bitch, bro. It's freezing. The snow is like, it's insane. It feels like some post-apocalyptic shit, which is fine because I don't really need to leave the crib, but it's insane. And seeing all you guys' stories in LA is honestly...
Come here, bro. Come here. I just got back from New York. I was in New York for like 2 weeks, just on and off, visiting friends and working on this dumb little project I had to do. You know how money is money sometimes. You just got to do the thing. But anyway.
Dog, that's New York is always that for me.
Yo.
I don't even be out there like that unless it's some random
A
weird
gig,
thing.
some bullshit ass gig. But the problem is, New York is like my city. Like when I'm there, I really feel like myself. I love how hectic it is. I love that nobody looks you in the eye. Like I love that lack of respect. And LA, people just want to like look into your soul. And like,
Connect and shit. Yeah, it's like, bro.
Nigga be like, what's your birth chart? And I'm like, bitch, give me my coffee. I don't know you like that. Like, move, bitch. Stop asking about my placements. But yeah, LA has definitely changed me. Yeah, anyway, when I was in New York, the biggest fucking storm. Like, I was stuck in my hotel room for, it felt like 6 weeks. Niggas really couldn't leave. No
That's
vehicles
crazy.
at all. And that was stressful, but...
New York is... It's kind of cool in New York when it's like really shut down because of the snow, though. Like at least for the first time or two, because you're not used to seeing it that empty, and you're just not used to seeing that city with all those buildings and shit just look like that. It just looks fucking different.
It should be
weird,
looking like a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. For me, it felt like I was in Batman or some shit because it was like it was so deep that fucking cops were like riding around on like snowmobiles and shit, and it was just literally 0 people in the streets. It was crazy. It was like, what the fuck is even going on out here?
That shit stresses me out. Confinement stresses me out. Like, even though I'm a homebody, I love being alone. I love being at home. When I can't leave a place, it's the most stressful. Like, I get claustrophobic almost. Like, I get fidgety. So that, I mean, you can imagine quarantine is going so fucking well for me then. Like, I'm thriving. I was really actually thriving the first month or two, and now I don't even know where I'm at emotionally or where my head is at. How are you doing?
I'm in like a weird limbo of like not great, but like fine, good enough, fine. I think what really blew me the most, I just gained so much weight over quarantine that like, and that's always been a really big thing for me, like emotionally and physically, just the whole thing. So it's very like, it's like upsetting to, one of my biggest things I struggle with is when I make a mistake that's so big, I can't fix it right away. It's like, whenever something I did is gonna take like mad long to fix, like for instance, being 21, 22 and having a horrible credit and realizing like, oh damn, but I can't just like fix this today. I can't just like pay and it'll be fixed today, or like, but yeah, in this instance, it's like a weight thing, but that shit just really bothers me. Like it kind of just fucks with me deeply when I feel like I fucked up. It's super just on me, only me, and it's something that I can't even really, it's gonna take like mad long to even do something about it. It just like really irks me in like a very like deep place. So it's been a little tough because yeah, that was something that I had like taken a lot of pride in too. Like I used to weigh like 300 pounds and I got down to like 160. And then quarantine happened, and I gained like 40 something pounds.
Yeah,
back,
now you in the,
so
well, we all
tough.
in the crib gaining weight.
Tough.
I first of all resonate with that so much. Where like you, especially the thing with weight loss is once you get to the low that you was trying to get to, you're like, oh damn, I'm gonna be here forever. That's crazy. I made it. I did it. And then life happens, and you're like, oh, I can gain this shit back the same way I did it in the first place. That's math. That's science. But fuck that. Like that makes sense. But
God can be, not the most chill, most chill dude sometimes.
He's stretching me thin right now. He don't give a fuck about my well-being. Like I am really trying to vibrate higher, find peace, find all that and everything that I'm trying to do. But it gets really difficult. I feel that way about inner work. Like I've always been somebody who introspects a lot. Like I be in my own head exclusively. Like I've made up every scenario that happened. I dreamt it because I sit and think about everything that sorry, 1 second. I sit and think about everything that's happened and I chew on everything. So being in the house is not helping me and my like manic brain calm down. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about everything I said to niggas 2 years ago, things I did 3 years ago, cringing, like feeling all this weird embarrassment about stuff, and when I should just be letting it go, like letting it live, let myself live. But when you alone, it's easy to dwell. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and for me, it's been kind of fucking with me in a different way because I just feel like almost guilty or something because in a weird way, this is kind of my nature. Like one of my, weird toxic traits was I could definitely just isolate for like months. Like even pre-quarantine, I've lived this way for like a month or two at a time before. I've done that shit where I was just focused on my work or I was just going through some shit or whatever, and I would end up just being at the crib for like a month. Like I would emerge out of my room with like a whole bunch of work and a whole bunch of stuff where I could like justify in my head that like maybe that was somehow okay or maybe that wasn't that weird because you got all this done or you did all this, you did all that, so it's okay. But but like this quarantine shit, it's basically been my excuse to just completely isolate, and in a weird way, like I don't really mind it, but it makes me feel a little anxious about when the world gets back to normal that I'm gonna be like a super weirdo that only owns sweatpants.
Oh no, first of all, I'm with you. Like COVID safeness aside, safety, whatever the word is, I went to a party in New York recently with my friend. It was like my friend's birthday party, and we were around people, and it was my first time around people at a large function, and I wanted to say over like a year or something. And I remember being like, I don't know how to socialize anymore. Like, I couldn't even look people in their eye. Like, it was very difficult for me. I felt like a kid again. I felt the levels of embarrassment and like insecurity I used to feel when I was 13 or 14. Like, I was starting all over with humanity again. And I see it in these little kids too. Like, if you meet a little kid right now who's been quarantining the past year, like a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, them niggas is weird, bro. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk to people, dog. Like,
I feel like kids were already kind of skewing in a weird direction anyway, too. Just like, motherfuckers have iPads at like 3 years old, 4 years old and shit. That's just, you're gonna be different than like what we're accustomed to, But this definitely is not helping.
No, they're
it's
stupid
sure.
now. And I'm actually so happy I finally get to be the age where I'm like, these dumb young niggas. Like, I've been waiting to be like a curmudgeon for 10, 15 years. I can't wait to be an old black woman.
I'm going to be so good at it. I'm going to be so fire at it.
Because y'all don't know nothing about this. What y'all know about this? And it's like,
I don't know shit.
Nirvana. Like, it's the stupidest thing. I'm like, what y'all know about Soundgarden, bitch? You don't know nothing.
Y'all were not outside at all.
What do y'all know about water fountains? The fuck? I feel like...
Damn, I haven't seen a water
Bro,
fountain.
imagine us explaining segregation to our children and they're going to be like, there was the black water fountains and the white water fountains, and they're going to be like, what is a water fountain? Like, what do you mean?
What is a
communal
water
drinking?
Fountain? Yeah, they're like, why did you guys even care? Like,
that's gross. Who's drinking from a water fountain anyway? Like,
Yeah, it was your, like, Hydro Flask.
Yeah,
You left it at
they're
home.
going to be like, my robot siphons water directly into my mouth. Why the fuck would I ever drink? But manually. Swallow manually. That's crazy. Yeah, kids are going to be weird, bro.
Yikes.
They're going to have so much access to shit.
Swallow manually. That sounds like my third album, like my third punk emo rock album is called Swallow Manually.
It also sounds like, I love that. Or it could be like
a
web series I do about like sex tips on YouTube. It could be either. Whoever gets to it
for
first.
Sure.
Do you want it?
Fuck. I mean, it seems like yours is, you're gonna get to, if it's a web series, you could get to that immediately. You could just open another tab and fucking
We're actually in post-production right now. I already have it done, bro. It's about you can see it uploaded. Shit.
Man, fuck. But, so now that I'm about to pivot it back to some shit, though. Check me out. So
okay, segue.
Okay,
podcast host. Do the damn thing.
Yeah, oh my God. Bro, I think my style of segue is like the least smooth segue
You're like, okay,
possible,
warning.
And I'm gonna...
You really be flashing the lights.
Exactly. I'm gonna try and stylize it like, all right, now that that's been said, we're going to now pivot into another topic of conversation.
Okay. What do you got?
Well, I really just want to know, like, the stuff that you're going to be writing next, do you see yourself like on screen in it? Like, is that something you'd like to do? Because I feel like you'd be dope.
I've thought about it, but as maybe the first 20 minutes of this podcast has established, I'm so insecure about being seen. Like, it's the weirdest thing, because I feel like being an artist or being an obsessive person, I watch people obsessively. Like, studying humanity is my biggest calling.
Yeah.
I feel, which is like, imagine explaining that to anybody. You'd be like, yeah, for work I just like to watch niggas. But it is truly what I do. I love to study people. I love to study personalities, and like all of my favorite shows really get to the core of humanity and like morality being corrupt and being sad. Those are my favorite. I like dark comedy, you know. I'm a huge fan of, like, unfortunately not Louis C.K., but the show Louis and Atlanta and Fleabag and all these shows that really show kind of transgressive, dope fucking shows, like corrupt people. Michaela Cole and I May Destroy You, and even in Chewing Gum, like all of these shows that really. Sorry, there's construction by my crib right now, and everybody want to talk. Shut up.
It's all good.
Okay, cool.
I don't really hear it that much
on
my end.
And then Michaela Cole and I May Destroy You is just like these amazing shows that have really inspired me to write. And I look at people like that and I'm like, damn, you wrote the thing, produced the thing, creative designed the thing, and you acted in it. That's crazy. Like Rami. Like, I look at Rami, I'm like, that show is just that nigga's first name. That's insane. Like, Louis is just a first name.
Same with, I mean, there's a few of those.
Dang,
it's like
bro.
Dave, like Lil Dicky has a show where it's just this bro. It's just bro's name, Rami, Barry. Which, I mean, Bill Hader. It's not just his name, but it's basically like that. Like, it's his show. He co-create. Like, I think Barry is like one of my favorite shows of the past decade.
Boom.
Hands down. Like, I love
Bill Hader's
that
a
show
genius.
too.
Like, he's one of the white men that I'm really like, let me take all your little credit and run with it, baby boy, because he's so good.
Yeah.
He is quintessential comedian to me. Quintessential, like, 2020 comedian to me. Like, he's a person, a real person. He's awkward. He's honest about being awkward. He doesn't mind being vulnerable. He has real interests, and then he combines like drama and comedy in such a new way. He's not like making a zany comedy show. Like, it's a fucking show about a man who wants to, like, that show's crazy. Barry is a crazy show.
It's so crazy. I can't really think of a show like that that's that dark, and it's like a fucking action thriller or some shit, but it's also hilarious. And man, I really, really love that show. And Rami, honestly, recently, Rami has been like one of my favorites. I think I've watched the whole thing twice now. I really, really, really like that show. I think that's another one that like there wasn't really anything like that before that show came out.
A Muslim man from Egypt who lives in New Jersey, like, that's the type of shit you pitch to a network and they're like, get the fuck out of our office. Like, what are you doing? so I think essentially any story that I write that is based on my life, I don't really think I have a choice. I'm gonna have to act in it, but I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for that yet. Right now, I love being behind the scenes. And that's the beautiful thing about this career and, you know, being patient with yourself is I'm learning about it as I'm doing it. So right now I don't need to be the person as the main character, but maybe there'll be a story that's so sensitive and so personal to my life that I can't imagine anybody else playing it. And then I'll have no choice but to win that Emmy. You know, I'll have no choice but to win the Oscar. But until then, I love being in the writer's room, pitching bad jokes about pussy and Nelly's Band-Aid, or whatever the fuck it is I'm talking about. So, yeah.
Man, dude, that's fire. I'm excited for you, dude.
One
That's
of these
amazing.
days.
That's sick. What's the,
Go ahead. I don't even remember.
What were you about to say?
Go ahead.
Oh. The joint you're starting on next week, what is it? Is it a series or like a feature?
City Girls are producing a show with Issa Rae. Issa Rae wrote the pilot. It's her new like big project after Insecure called Rap Shit, about two young women in Miami who are trying to make it in the Miami rap scene, and they're starting from scratch, and they become reunited after they're like high school friends, become reunited, and they decide to make a rap group together. And yeah, so I'm writing for that show. I'm so excited because coming off Big Mouth and coming off Betty, like,
That's
great
dope.
shows, but predominantly white executives, white heavy television shows. So I was kind of cloaking parts of myself to be palatable to the other people in the room. But now I'm gonna be in a black girl room where I can say everything and anything, and like they're gonna get my Solange jokes, they're gonna get my fucking Lisa Left Eye jokes, and they're not gonna judge me. So I'm geeked. I'm really geeked. It's so beautiful that we've created a world now where someone like me can just feel comfortable in a Hollywood writers' room, like a big ass one. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's amazing. That's new. That's like new.
And the show's gonna probably have music that goes with it, and it might even break 2 new like women who are actresses and comedians and rappers. And like, what is that genre? That genre don't even exist yet. Like, that's so cool to me. So, it's exciting. The world is changing, huh?
Fuck.
And there's that thing where I also like would love to get back into music and pick music back up, which I'm doing at the same time now. So. You know, it's weird because I grew up doing music. Like, I grew up playing in the orchestra, playing guitar, playing drums, just anything I could get my hands on. I was in musicals and plays, and I was a vocalist. And then I started stand-up, and, you know, stand-up was going well, so I just became a comedian. And now I'm like, damn, I want to get on a trap set again and just, you know, abuse a snare. Like...
Send some beats through, bro.
Alex, you're not going to believe I just started producing. I'm one of the world's worst producers. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Bro, let's get it. We can make a super based Lil B ass mixtape, dude. It doesn't matter. It's not about beat quality. It's just about the energy that went into it.
I saw you tweeting about
I mean?
using goofy things that you found as like, you know, for samples. You were talking about a Japanese girl laughing. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah. Well, my homie Noah is in town right now. I don't know if you remember yesterday, like when I came in and I had to ask my homie to like turn the Sopranos down so we could talk. But my homie Noah is in town. He's like staying with me in Chicago. He's this producer I met. I was living in Seattle before this. I moved up there for like a year, and he's just a dope ass producer. But fuck. I actually forgot.
You're talking about Noah. I know this be happening to me too. You were talking about Noah.
Whoa, that actually just really freaked me out.
Because I was talking about making shitty beats, and then you was like Noah.
Oh, right. Okay, my bad, dude. Super long-winded story. Basically, though, bro ass was listening or watching like some Japanese westerns, and it got me into looking at some other ones, and I was like randomly watching one. This morning, and this little girl just like laughed, and it sounded cool, and I sampled it. Sounds pretty dope. I'll send it to you when we get off.
It reminds me of oh my god, Alex Wiley invited me to do the collab tape. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, well, it reminds me of that Timbaland Aaliyah track, which I don't know why I cannot fucking think of. I think it's Are You That Somebody, where the baby is laughing in the background. I have to.
Oh
it's on Are You That Somebody, and that's like the most. To me, it's one of the most earwormy things. Like, I listen to that and you hear that baby, like, exactly. Exactly. See, I didn't even have to do it. I was waiting for you to do it. And you remembered.
Yeah. Dude,
put Aaliyah shit on streaming, Barry Hankerson. I'll fucking have you killed, bro.
Yeah.
It's on Tidal or some bullshit. Nigga, I'm not. No, put it on Spotify.
We're not doing that, dude. We tried it. We thought it was. We tried it, dude.
But also, like, in theory, I'm so mad at myself for not supporting Tidal. Like, it is where I should be at. But damn, sometimes what's right is not what's easiest. So damn.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out some like crypto shit, bro. Cause like a bunch of my homies do like crypto art, like. You know, like digital art and animation.
Nigga, what is
shit
crypto art?
Where you can like, bro. So you can like, and I'm probably about to get flamed in the comments for explaining this wrong, but fucking, it has something to do with, for one, just like selling your art in exchange for crypto. But and this is the part that I'm not 100% sure on, but I think you basically turn your art itself into some sort of crypto currency or something so that it can accrue in value along with the coin. So it's like, it's like a way for your art to increase in value over time by like attaching it to different cryptocurrencies and like selling your art like digital rare collectibles. You know what I mean? I could post a song up there that's like not on streamers, that's just only like
I was gonna say you're giving me ideas that's like,
shit.
so we need to shake up the world of streaming and just make crypto music from now on. Like that might be the new thing. Because I mean, look, like the world is really waiting for innovators, and I'm not innovative at all. But if I hear a good idea, I'm ready to abandon everything to do it. And this sounds like a good idea. This sounds like a really good idea.
All right, step one, you got to send me like 50 beats, and we're gonna drop a very huge Lil B style mixtape.
But we need fake names because
for crypto.
Well, this is the interesting thing about you. Alex Wiley is straight up just your first and last name, correct? Damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to like be one of those girls or musicians when I finally start making music or releasing music. I've made a lot of music, but start releasing music, it's just gonna be Aida Osman or Aida Osman. Like there's just no way I'm gonna be running around with a different name. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's why my name is just my name, is because I was already like 18, 19 years old by the time I started making music. Like I had, friends already, people knew me already, so I just felt really stupid getting on Facebook or something, being like, yo, no, call me Lil Wizzle now, actually.
Yeah, no, it's weird. But I do respect it. Like all my favorite rappers go by a different name, but I also think it's cool, like an Isaiah Rashad or an Alex Wiley, or like that shit is cool. Kendrick Lamar. Well, Kendrick is Kendrick Duckworth. But either way, that nigga's name just sounds like a name.
I think Isaiah's is similar. I don't know if Rashad is his last name. Is it? Do you know if it is?
Let me do some motherfucking Googles.
Cause I thought his name.
No, his name is Isaiah Rashad McClain. So I guess it's like first and middle. That's still to me like just going by your name.
Yeah, that's why TDE signed him. They was like, oh
exactly,
damn, you got the Kendrick name thing going.
Trying to say that Isaiah sounds like Kendrick, but I really don't think that he does.
Yeah, I don't hear it so much. I think he sounds just like himself. I mean, he sounds like a TDE artist to me. You know what I mean? I think just his production style, it super fits like on the squad, but I don't think he really. He's southern as fuck. He sounds mad.
Oh my
like,
god, there is nothing
Tennessee,
dreamier to me than a
doesn't
fucking
really sound
Isaiah
like...
Rashad interview. That boy's voice. Oh my god. Anyway, moving directly on, but. Who are some of your favorite? I always be forgetting I'm talking to men. Like I really talk like I'm talking to my girls. Don't you think Isaiah Rashad is
I'm
so
just
hot?
With you, but,
cool, who are some of your favorite musicians right now?
I really like James Blake. On some just. Yeah. I think his music's beautiful. Whatever. I really fuck with Frank Ocean still, even though he hasn't dropped.
I will be at a whole function.
I'm a big fan of Toro.
Niggas is rowdy, and I'm like, who wants to listen to Blonde? And I'll put Blonde on and really, really like mean it.
Yeah.
Like I'll be crying to Self Control, and bitches is twerking in the corner. Like that's just, and that's okay. I think that is just who I am.
Yeah. But I really do think it's probably the best album of the past a lot of years. It's so good. It's so good, dude. It's like perfect. But who else? I like Tori Moi. I like Sampha. I like this band, Washed Out. Fucking
yo.
I like King Cruel a lot.
Yeah,
I really fuck with King Cruel. You
know
who that is?
Lately, I'm so deep in a Baby Keem bag lately. I've been trying to slip out of it. I am obsessed with I'm obsessed with underground New York rappers too. After I'm really deep in that world. But right now, especially, I'm kind of coming back to my old jazz roots, because I was a jazz musician in high school and college, and listening to Hiatus, Coyote, and Lil Dragon, and Snarky Puppy, like all those groups that really bust my head open back in college, and I was like, oh, this is music? Because I grew up listening to grunge, like grunge, punk, like what I was talking about earlier, Nirvana, Soundgarden, like I was really into that music. I loved going to shows at local bars and moshing, and like we was really in it, slamming Miller High Lifes and just in it. But
you ever do that shit in LA? You ever go to like weird indie shows and rock out? There's a bunch going on all the time.
And then the world shut down. Like I didn't even really get to experience LA in a real way.
Oh, you
nigga, I moved to LA.
When did you move to LA?
October of 2019. Maybe September, maybe, yeah. And I had just started at Big Mouth. I started at Big Mouth in December. So and it was my first big writing job. There was no way I was like hunkering down. I was doing stand-up. I was studying comedy. I wasn't even experiencing the world like that. But then the world shut down. So. Damn, I miss live music, bro.
Damn. When it opens back up, it's this place called Zebulon, I want to say. It's in, I think it's like Atwater Village or whatever they call it. I think it's like right above Echo Park or Silver Lake or some shit. It's like over there, but yeah, Zebulon is really dope. I've seen some really cool.
Well, when you come to LA and the world opens back up, let's go to some shows. The last show I went to in LA was a Jack Harlow show. I saw Jack Harlow and I saw this artist. It was before he blew up too. It was so surreal to go to that show, and I was with my friend Chuck English, and he was like, okay, we're going to this. Chuck's amazing. Chuck's one of the best people I've ever met in my fucking life. Like, he's such a great friend,
such a
mentor.
good person, dude. So
he's
cool.
Unc. Like, that's Unc. So
for real, he's honestly like, he's like underground.
Yo,
he's like the underground.
The cool
Snoop.
thing about Chuck is I met him through comedy because he's just a fan of shit. Like, he appreciates art. So I didn't realize who the cool kids were and who Chuck English was. Like, I was just really fucking with this wonderful man. And then I'm listening back to the cool kids now, because I told you I didn't grow up listening to rap. Like, I just started listening to rap maybe in the past 4 or 5 years. So finding the cool kids and like looking at the time that their album came out, and then all the rappers that came after them, I was like, oh, these niggas changed everything. Like, he and Mikey actually changed everything.
No, they deadass like. Yeah, no, they were very, very pivotal. I mean, I was aware because I'm from Chicago, and like I feel like I was at the prime like time and place when they were like peakingly popping. Like, I was like 14, 15 years old. I was just starting to get into like clothes and like going to little house parties and shit. And yeah, the cool kids were like. And they were the first musicians I ever discovered and became fans of that weren't like on the radio. You know what I mean? Like, because before then, even like my favorite artists like the Kanyes and the Lupe Fiascos and 50 Cent and shit like that, like they were all like, you know, major label artists with big songs on the radio and all that type of shit. So the cool kids were the first artists I ever discovered ever in life that I became like actual fans of, that I discovered like on some super organic, like and
tell me Black Mags isn't one of the hardest songs you've ever heard still, even now. And like, I remember being in middle school and I was rocking the like green, blue, pink skinny jeans, and I was like seen, you know, like one of those little emo girls. And you think that shit trickles down from like Hot Topic, and then I get older and I'm like, oh, that was Mikey. Oh, that was Sir Michael Rocks, and he started doing that, and then everybody started doing that, and then it became mainstream, and I'm like, yo, that shit is crazy to me, that I will just be sitting with tastemakers that like change the generation. Art is funny in that way. You really meet some fucking culturally important people, and you don't even realize it. So,
yeah, man, it's amazing. I've been lucky enough. I've done a bunch of shows with Chuck, and he's like one of the voice actors on the show that I wrote, which was really, really cool and surreal to like get his vocals back and shit. It was like
tell me about the show. Tell me about the show that you wrote. I'm
honestly
not
even more exciting.
Feel like I should know.
Okay, I don't want to like.
Oh, it's not out.
We're
okay,
still
cool.
like finishing it.
No, don't tell me nothing. Make me wait. Make me wait, Alex.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Make me wait. Fuck me, bro.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
dope.
off air
I'm
though, I'll send it to
excited.
you. I'll send you where we're at with it. But yeah, dude, it's really cool. It's like a mix of animation and live action. It's pretty dope. But yeah, Chuck plays a pretty important animated character, and it was dope though. It was just, man, super good,
Fuck
dude.
it.
I didn't mean
It
to
could
just
be
make the
about
whole
Chuck.
last little segment about Chuck, but I fuck with Chuck
Yeah.
really heavy, bro. There's been like a big
He's
yeah,
wonderful.
just
I'm so
mentoring shit
jealous
over
of the
years.
Chicago rap scene.
But,
Like, you know, just maybe even I would not even 10 years ago. Like, I just wish I grew up around that. And where I grew up in Nebraska was close to that. Like, we were aware of y'all, and really, like, all the cool kids in Nebraska were so aware of y'all. But I was over there with the weird, like, black girls and Mexican girls listening to, like, Fall Out Boy for some reason. But yeah, I have mad respect for Midwest rappers. Like, it really is one of my favorite genres of music. Yeah.
Man, that's what's up. Well, I think shit. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about that was like something, you know, I kind of wanted to specifically touch on was just getting into a little bit of you know, your process. Oh, and this is another one of my like award-winning segues, by the way.
You are that bitch.
But just like you know, your process though creatively, like writing, and how you like to kind of get yourself into the zone of actually physically writing, and just like, you know, your process. You know, if you got any little tricks, or, you know, some people even have like little superstitions of like they got to do this before they sit down, and, you know, like what's your like nice little rhythm situation? Like, how do you get yourself ready to get it going?
There are two like really big inspirational stories for me about writers and how they write that I refer to every time I think about writing. The first one is David Lynch. He's of course an American filmmaker. He's one of the, you know, weirdest, dopest niggas around.
Yeah.
Made Twin Peaks and Eraserhead, just all these weird things. He has this theory that, like, actually, let me make sure this nigga made Twin Peaks before I start talking crazy. Of course. Yeah, of course. He did make Twin Peaks. Okay, let me cut that out. Okay, so one of the things that he would always say is that when he's writing, he doesn't know where he's going with anything. He feels like he's sitting in a dark room, and that people are slipping him little pieces of paper under the door for like a year or some shit. And it's his job to take all those little pieces of paper, and then after about a decent amount of time, it's his job now as a writer to put those pieces in order, in a chronological order, in a sequential order, something that will make sense for creating art. And that busts my whole head open, because I really thought that writing involved this like crazy process, this romantic process that would just spill out of you in the order that it was supposed to come. It just made sense, and I thought that's what genius was. But I realized genius is actually just waiting for everything to come to you so you can put it all together. Like, the art of making art is just putting it all together, putting all of your influences together. So David Lynch, that inspired me so much. I use that to write. Like, now I don't sit down and go, okay, start from scratch, you start from zero, and you about to write everything down. No, that's just not how writing works. Writing is, okay, I've been observing something for the past year with the framework in mind that I'm going to apply it to the specific project, and now it's my job to consolidate all those things and create this big, like, magnum opus or whatever the fuck it is. David Lynch be fucking me up. And then the second thing that really fucks me up, that is a way better exemplification of this, is Spike Lee. Spike Lee writes his movies like this. This blew my fucking mind. Spike Lee just lives his life. He'll kind of have like a premise for a movie in his head, and every time he sees some shit that he thinks is dope, like somebody says something cool, oh, I like this setting, oh, I like that outfit, he writes it on an index card. Then he shoves the index card in an index card box that he just keeps on him all the time. And he doesn't rush himself. And then when he gets home one day and he notices that index box is full, he's like, okay, it's time to write my movie. And then he just uses those as puzzle pieces to make his project. So, yeah, those two things really restructured the way I write and think about writing, because it's kind of a slow awakening. It's not gifted to you. Like, writing is it's like playing an instrument, writing. you have to just allow yourself to feel it, and then it comes out. I know this sounds so head ass, like this sounds so corny, but writing TV, especially writing big stories, writing big narrative arcs, you pay more attention to the characters that you're making than you do to real people in real life. You know, you create relationships with them, so it can get deep. It can get very complicated. But I've been talking for a long time. But yeah, I sit down and just collect everything I've been thinking. I got a note in my phone. I'd be writing in it all day, every day. If I notice some shit that's cool, dump it in the note, sit down, take all the notes, apply it to all the different projects that I'm working on. And that's been the best method for me for getting things done.
Man, that's amazing. That's super helpful. I'm like a little bit not even stuck, but I still, it just feels so counterintuitive to kind of like write out of order for me right now. Like I've never, I don't know. So it's just very helpful because this is kind of a new endeavor for me. I've written a lot of music in my life, and I've written like short stories and stuff, but like you know, writing like long narrative stuff, it's unbelievably fulfilling and dope, but like it's really new. And I don't know, I just appreciate even being able to talk to you, because it's like something that you've dedicated far more of yourself to up to this point. You know what I mean? You have a lot more experience with it, so you have like a lot more to,
of course,
you know, share and shit. So dude, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to like,
please do,
you know, share some stuff with you, and I'd love to, you know, get some feedback and just kind of,
to me, like I said, a lot of writing is consuming art. So I love consuming other people's art and giving notes. Like that's part of my process of being a better writer too. So.
Yeah. Amazing. But dude, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you taking the time. It's really been just
Alex, you're the best.
To talk to
you're
you.
The best.
Really
I can't
cool.
fucking wait
and,
to actually hang out with you. And I'm a blast to have in the studio if you want a distraction ever. I'd just be wasting air and being loud. So I just feel like if I brought a whiteboard, we could really just like brainstorm our way through a whole verse too. Just like writing weird concepts. I'll be in the
booth, words that sound funny.
Pussy, like what can I put in here? I really can't wait. I can't wait. I love watching other people write too. Like especially rappers. Like, come on, that's just beautiful shit. And I could show you my really shitty verses too. That you could go straight for me. It'd be easy.
Yeah, let's get it. No, feel free though. Send me some music, because I didn't know, like when we first started talking, I didn't know that you made music like that. So send me some beats or something. I'm just, I'm curious.
Alex Wiley on my first project. I'm going platinum, bitch. Shit. The fuck? At least.
At least quadruple
I'm
aluminum.
going 10.
God.
Bro, I'm going silver on this shit, bro.
10.
Yeah. Don't undercut.
Double 10 though.
Exactly.
Don't put some respect on my name, bro. I'm going at least double 10 out in these streets.
Okay, I'm done.
All right.